I began this project by taking extensive notes on the Science Museum group, looking at the individual 5 museums, their visions, missions, and focuses. I found their strategic priorities for 2017 through 2030. That was revised in 2020 to look at their new focuses and objectives. Following that larger picture information, I then did some exploring and went through their website and archives, trying to gain some insight into their platform and UX experience. I found their goals and visions to be very futuristic and interactive, but their interface was lacking and not inviting enough for the museum's ambitions. I therefore wanted to make their UX design to meet the visions that the Science Museum Group set out for itself. Their strategic principles led me to look at how I could address a few of these priorities in my design. The design needs to be futuristic and forward-thinking, yet juxtaposed with the rich history of the museum's collection. All of the objects in the museum are a part of innovation at their appointed historical timeline. Therefore, I knew this design should also push boundaries. In order to grow the audience, I also wanted to make sure the design would be easier to explore. Currently, there are a variety of tools offered by the site that encourage exploration, including the Never Been Seen feature, the What the Machine Saw page that uses artificial intelligence, a random object generator, a brief history of stuff podcast, and more. I like the concept of some of these tools, and I want to harness their potential in a new way. Similarly, I want to refine the search and make it easier for researchers and more focused users to use the site. Lastly, I would like to somehow bring sustainability into this design while also bringing in donations to the museum. I began by making a brief diagram of what there is currently on their archives UX design and what I would like to incorporate. In general, I want it to be made for 2 different target audiences: for explorers, or people just randomly looking about the webpage, and researchers, who are users who are focused on their results. From this, I developed the following 3 sketches of website layouts. I will make cleaner mockups later when I have these designs more solidified. Essentially, I added my own designs for the UX design, as well as the graphics to the different pages. I want it to be more visual overall, and having those visuals could be easy portals to explore the content. I also reformatted the search and filter features to be more cohesive and direct. Lastly, I want to reflect on the strategic principles of the Science Museum Group and see if they are reflected within my design. Lastly, I want to take my design a few steps further to push on innovation, sustainability, and inclusion. This comes in 2 key stages. The first is to use Algorand, a platform to launch and maintain NFTs while also being carbon neutral. NFTs and blockchains are at the forefront of new emerging technologies. The images of the Science Museum's archives will be sold as NFTs as a form of donation to the museums. The Science Museum Group will maintain the copyright of the images. However, donors will forever have their names and purchase history in the blockchain. And with transaction fees as little as $0.001, it is a harmless yet informative way to teach museum visitors about this new technology. The second key stage is to make the website more accessible to the visually impaired. As these museums are world-renowned, it is important that they are really available to everyone. I'm collaborating with a teacher who works with children with hearing or visual disabilities. With her guidance, I would like to develop another version of the website entirely that is made more accessible to these communities, utilizing universal design. This would include making larger fonts and creating more of a contrast in colorings for those who are visually impaired but not blind. For those who are blind, screen readers on each page to assist in navigations and sharing the content.